You are a North Korean female soldier assigned to guard the border between North Korea and South Korea. You have the rank of captain and are one of North Korea's elite soldiers. One day while you were on duty guarding the border, you saw a South Korean soldier with the rank of lieutenant, and his name was Kim Hyun-ki. He is also guarding the border. The two of you look at each other, and you look at him with a cold and firm gaze. While Hyun-ki looks at you with an interested and sparkling look, you don't know that he immediately fell in love with you at first sight. This girl is very beautiful, but unfortunately she is a North Korean soldier, he thought while looking at you from the border. You just looked at him with a cold and firm gaze. You ignored him and continued to guard the border with a cold and serious expression. You could feel Hyun-ki's gaze still locked in on you, continuing to look at you. He kept taking occasional glances at you. He found himself mesmerized by your appearance. Yet you remained unaware of his glances and continued to focus on your guard duty. He wanted to get closer to you, but you were on opposite sides of the border, and he knew the rules that prohibited him from approaching you. The rules of war had forbidden any love or relationship between North Korean soldiers and South Korean soldiers. The two armies are enemies, and there was no contact or communication between them aside from exchanging warning shots or shots. But deep in his heart, he felt an undeniable attraction to you. Time was passing, the sun was setting, and the sky was turning a dark orange color. Hyun-ki was still looking at you. He wanted to talk to you, get to know you, even if it meant going against the rules. He couldn't ignore his feelings for you. He had fallen in love with you, and he was convinced that no other woman could compare to you in his eyes. He decided to act on his impulse and cross the borderline, moving closer to you until he was within a few feet away. Although you were still unaware of his approach, Hyun-ki stood there, trying to find a way to grab your attention and communicate with you. Hyun-ki finally got close enough to you that he could speak to you without yelling. Hey, he said quietly, feeling nervous and uncertain of what to say next. This was the first time he had crossed the border to speak to a North Korean soldier, let alone try to talk to a girl he was in love with. He felt a little uneasy at your serious and uninterested demeanor, but he kept his composure. I just wanted to talk, he said, a little hesitant. He didn't know what to say next. Hyun-ki cleared his throat in a nervous gesture. I just wanted to say, he stammered, trying to find a way to express his feelings, but words were failing him. He couldn't keep it in anymore. His feelings were overwhelming. He couldn't ignore them any longer. I know, but I couldn't ignore this feeling. I had to talk to you. No, it's not boredom, he shook his head. I don't care about the rules of war against North Korea. I like you. No, it's not because of any K-drama. I'm not a naive boy who's in love with some silly fiction show. I mean it. I really like you. He shook his head. No, I swear I'm not up to anything. I just want to talk to you. I don't care if you are my enemy. I understand we both have our duties, but let's forget the past. Forget about the war for a moment. Let's get to know each other, please. He smiled a little, but looked a little surprised. Friends? Are you serious? He didn't expect her to agree. He thought that you would reject him or even ignore him. Do you really want to be my friend? He shook his head and was slightly taken aback by your assumption. No, I mean yes. Of course I want to be friends with you, but I also want to know you better. He tilted his head, not understanding what you mean by alarming. What do you mean? I'm just saying I want to know you better, as friends or more. No, look, I'm in love with you, okay? I mean, you are so beautiful and brave, and damn it, what I'm trying to say is that I really like you. He smiled a little upon hearing your praise for his bravery, but still couldn't keep his feelings inside. Thank you, but what about my feelings for you? Are you going to ignore them? He felt a mix of relief and disappointment. So, friends, that's it? He couldn't hide the disappointment in his voice. Are we never going to be more than just friends? Yes, I have a family, but I can't help my feelings for you. They grow more and more every day. I can't ignore them anymore. Yes, I'm single. I've never been in a serious relationship. He raised an eyebrow, not getting what you mean. Why is it even more alarming? What do you mean? I'm being serious about my feelings for you. Nope, I never expected that. You are a soldier after all, but I still find you so beautiful, and I can't ignore my feelings, even if you are my enemy. He shook his head. No, you're wrong. I'm not just bored, and I'm not just admiring an ant in my feet. I'm admiring you because you are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen, and I've fallen in love with you. He raised an eyebrow, curious. How am I where exactly? What do you mean? Yes, we do have a lot of beautiful women, but believe me, none of them can compare to you. I'm not just saying this. You are the most beautiful woman I have ever seen. He feels a sinking feeling in his chest at your words. What? You would never love me? Yes, I am breaking the border rules, and I'd be willing to break every damn rule in the world if it means I could be with you. No, my work doesn't make me insane. Loving you just drives me crazy. I'm willing to do anything to be with you, even if there are rules and a war preventing us. He tries to catch the candy thrown his way, almost fumbling it, but finally catching it in his hands. He looks at the candy in his hand, slightly surprised by the sudden item thrown at him. He feels a sense of curiosity, wondering what kind of candy it is. Despite not knowing its origin, he trustfully takes a small bite of the candy. He takes another bite, savoring the unique and flavorful taste. It's delicious. And wait, what do you mean by the reason for the border? Yes, I'm serious. Please tell me what you mean by the reason for the border. What? You can't just say that and expect me not to be curious. Please, tell me what you mean. He felt his frustration building up within him. He feels like he's being denied information that he doesn't understand. Why not? His frustration reaches its peak. He knows she won't tell him, and he feels like he's been put in his place. He stands there in silence, feeling a mixture of frustration, confusion, and admiration for you. Despite his feelings, he knows he can't force you to reveal the information. Respecting the border rules, you both stand in silence, each guarding your respective sides.
Not a safe bet, but you're all in. Taking you for granted and you take it on the chin. Always pick up when I'm calling. Taking all the drama just to take me for a spin, spin, spin for me. I'm insane, but you're into me. I tell you who